Hello everyone. Welcome to UPSC Explainer 101. Today, we'll explore Chapter 6, Rising Resentment Against British Rule, from Spectrum. Let's dive in. Discuss the various forms of people's resistance against the British rule in India before 1857. Answer: civil rebellions, led by deposed rulers, landlords, and religious leaders, aimed to restore old socio-political orders. Key instances include the Sanyasi Revolt and the Midnapur Revolt. Tribal uprisings, focused on tribal lands and social structures disruption. Prominent examples are the Santhal Rebellion and Khond uprisings. Peasant movements, motivated by grievances like evictions, heavy rents, and economic exploitation. Notable movements include the Narkelberia uprising and Mopla uprisings. Religious movements, these combine socio-economic grievances with religious motivations, like the Wahabi and Kuka movements. Analyze the causative factors for the uprisings against the company rule before 1857. Answer: economic exploitation, heavy taxes, land evictions, and destruction of traditional industries. Social injustice, introduction of colonial laws disrupting social fabric, especially among tribal communities. Political discontent, loss of power by traditional rulers and zamindars, leading to resistance. Cultural interference, imposition of foreign customs and undermining of local traditions. How did the tribal revolts differ from the peasant movements in their objectives and outcomes? Answer: tribal revolts, aimed at preserving traditional lands and social structures, often led by local leaders with strong ethnic ties. Peasant movements, focused on agrarian issues like rents and eviction, led by local or regional leaders, sometimes with religious overtones. Outcomes: tribal revolts often had limited success due to inferior arms and organization, while peasant movements led to some reforms but were largely suppressed. Evaluate the impact of religious movements like the Wahabi and Kuka movements on the Indian struggle for independence. Answer: Wahabi movement, Islamic revivalist movement. It spread anti-British sentiments and sought to purify Islam from Western influences. Kuka movement, aimed at restoring Sikh rule and propagated early concepts of Swadeshi and non-cooperation. Impact: both movements contributed to the growing nationalism and set a foundation for later independence struggles. Discuss the role of messianic figures in tribal uprisings and their influence on the movement's trajectories. Answer: messianic figures, leaders like Birsa Munda and Sidhu Kanhu, who combined religious and political leadership, mobilized tribal communities effectively. Influence: provided a sense of purpose and direction, often infusing movements with religious zeal and a vision of liberation. Outcome: while these figures galvanized support, their capture or death often led to the rapid decline of the movements. Examine the significance of the Santhal Rebellion in the context of tribal resistance against British rule. Answer: background: caused by exploitation by zamindars and moneylenders. Nature: a large-scale rebellion, marked by the declaration of an autonomous region by the Santhals. Significance: highlighted the deep-seated tribal discontent and was one of the most organized tribal revolts against the British. Impact: though suppressed, it drew attention to tribal issues and influenced future tribal resistances. Analyze the role of economic factors in fueling people's resistance against the British before 1857. Answer: destruction of traditional industries. British policies led to the collapse of local handicrafts and textiles, causing unemployment and economic distress. Heavy taxation and land revenue. Excessive taxation and land revenue demands burdened peasants and landlords alike, leading to widespread discontent. Exploitation by moneylenders and traders. The collusion of local moneylenders and traders with the British exacerbated economic hardships. Impact on artisans and peasants. The ruin of traditional industries and agricultural distress due to new land revenue systems pushed artisans and peasants into rebellion. Discuss the significance of local and regional resistances in shaping the larger narrative of Indian struggle for independence. Answer: foundation for nationalism. Local resistances highlighted the collective suffering under British rule, contributing to the emergence of a pan-Indian nationalist sentiment. Variety of resistance forms, demonstrated diverse forms of resistance, from armed rebellions to non-cooperation, setting a precedent for later movements. Regional heroes, local leaders became symbols of resistance, inspiring future freedom fighters. Learning from failures and successes, the outcomes of these resistances provided valuable lessons for organizing more effective national movements later. Examine the impact of British land revenue systems on Indian society and its contribution to revolts. Answer. Displacement of peasants. New land revenue systems often led to the eviction of peasants from their ancestral lands. Economic hardship. High revenue demands caused financial strain, leading to widespread discontent. Social disruption. The introduction of colonial land systems disrupted traditional social structures, particularly in tribal areas. Fuel for revolts. These factors collectively contributed to various civil, peasant, and tribal uprisings across India. Evaluate the extent to which British administrative policies contributed to the uprisings before 1857. Answer. Judicial and administrative reforms. Often perceived as intrusive and unfair, these reforms alienated large sections of Indian society. Centralization of power. The British move to centralize power undermined the authority of local and regional leaders, provoking resistance. Policy of annexation and subjugation. Policies like the doctrine of lapse and direct annexation of territories led to widespread dissatisfaction among rulers and nobles. Impact on different social groups. The administrative policies impacted various social groups differently, uniting them in their resentment against British rule. Assess the role of religious leaders in mobilizing public sentiment against British rule. Answer. Religious influence. Leaders utilized religion as a powerful tool to mobilize masses against perceived threats to their beliefs and customs. Unity across faiths. Instances where religious leaders from different faiths came together against a common enemy, strengthening communal harmony. Ethical and moral grounding. Provided an ethical framework to the resistance, portraying it as a moral fight against oppression. Long-term influence. The involvement of religious leaders laid the groundwork for future movements where religion played a significant role in mobilizing support. Prelims MCQs. Which of the following uprisings was directly related to the imposition of new land revenue policies by the British in the 19th century? A. Sanyasi Revolt. B. Kol Mutiny. C. Santhal Rebellion. D. Kuka Movement. Answer. B. Kol Mutiny. The Farisi movement, which advocated radical religious, social, and political changes, originated in which part of India? A. Punjab. B. Bengal. C. Gujarat. D. Maharashtra. Answer. B. Bengal. The Ramp Revolt, a significant tribal uprising against British interference, took place in which region? A. Chota Nagpur. B. Malabar. C. Ramp region in Andhra Pradesh. D. Jaintia Hills. Answer. C. Ramp region in Andhra Pradesh. Which movement, founded by Syed Ahmad of Rai Bareli, sought to purify Islam from Western influences and spread anti-British sentiments? A. Kuka Movement. B. Wahabi Movement. C. Farisi Movement. D. Mopla Rebellion. Answer. B. Wahabi Movement. The Santhal Rebellion, a significant tribal uprising, declared an autonomous region between which two places? A. Bhagalpur and Rajmahal. B. Ranchi and Singhabhum. C. Sylhet and Chittagong. D. Mysore and Coorg. Answer. A. Bhagalpur and Rajmahal. Which rebellion is often referred to as the first armed peasant uprising against the British in West Bengal? A. Narkelberia Uprising. B. Mopla Rebellion. C. Paka Rebellion. D. Sanyasi Revolt. Answer. A. Narkelberia Uprising. The Kuka movement, which later transformed into a political campaign against British rule, was founded by whom in western Punjab? A. Bhagat Jawahar Mal. B. Baba Ram Singh. C. Guru Gobind Singh. D. Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Answer. A. Bhagat Jawahar Mal. Who were the Gadkaris, and in which region did they revolt after administrative reorganization? A. A hereditary military class in Maratha forts, revolting in Kolhapur. B. Peasant warriors in Bengal, revolting in Narkelberia. C. Tribal leaders in Chotanagpur, revolting in the Santhal Pargana. D. Sikh military groups in Punjab, revolting in Amritsar. Answer. A. A hereditary military class in Maratha forts, revolting in Kolhapur. Analyzing the socio-economic factors leading to the Sanyasi Revolt, which aspect played a crucial role? A. The imposition of strict religious codes by the British. B. The disastrous famine of 1770 and harsh economic policies of the British. C. The influence of foreign trade policies on local markets. D. The rise of nationalist sentiments in eastern India. Answer B. The disastrous famine of 1770 and harsh economic policies of the British. Evaluating the causes of the Key Uprising, what was the primary factor that triggered this revolt? A. Efforts to convert Khasis to Christianity. B. Building of a road linking Brahmaputra Valley with Sylhet, leading to an influx of outsiders. C. Direct taxation imposed on the Khasi tribes. D. Military campaigns against Khasi tribes. Answer B. Building of a road linking Brahmaputra Valley with Sylhet, leading to an influx of outsiders. In the context of the Wahabi movement, what was its main objective? A. To establish a separate Islamic state. B. To purify Islam from Western influences and oppose British rule. C. To promote interfaith dialogue between Muslims and Hindus. D. To align with British to gain political leverage. Answer B. To purify Islam from Western influences and oppose British rule. Considering the impact of the Packer Rebellion, what significant effect did it have on British colonial policies? A. Led to the abolition of the doctrine of lapse. B. Resulted in significant military reforms in the British Indian Army. C. Influenced the British to reconsider their revenue policies. D. Prompted the introduction of English education in India. Answer C. Influenced the British to reconsider their revenue policies. Analyzing the nature of tribal uprisings, what common characteristic did they share? A. They were primarily focused on establishing independent states. B. Led by religious figures promising divine intervention. C. Centered around resentment against intrusion into tribal lands and social structures. D. Aimed at overthrowing the British monarchy. Answer C. Centered around resentment against intrusion into tribal lands and social structures. What was the primary cause of the Surat salt agitations in the 1840s? A. British interference in local governance. B. Increase in salt duty by the British government. C. Religious conflict between different communities in Surat. D. Trade restrictions imposed by the British on Surat's merchants. Answer B. Increase in salt duty by the British government. The Mopla uprisings in Malabar were primarily a response to which of the following? A. British educational reforms. B. Imposition of high revenue demands and reduction of field size. C. Religious persecution of the Mopla community. D. British military recruitment policies in Malabar. Answer B. Imposition of high revenue demands and reduction of field size. The Kolhapur and Savantwadi revolts were partly triggered by the dismissal of which group? A. Traditional village headmen. B. Local priests and religious leaders. C. The Gadkaris, a hereditary military class. D. British appointed administrative officials. Answer C. The Gadkaris, a hereditary military class. What was a significant outcome of the Packer Rebellion of 1817 in Odisha? A. Establishment of a separate kingdom for Paks. B. Large remissions of arrears and fixed tenure settlements for peasants. C. Complete withdrawal of British forces from Odisha. D. Recognition of Paks as the official military force in the region. Answer B. Large remissions of arrears and fixed tenure settlements for peasants. The Kuka movement in Punjab was distinctive for advocating which of the following before it became part of the Indian national movement? A. Establishment of a Sikh empire. B. Use of guerrilla warfare against the British. C. Concepts of Swadeshi and non-cooperation. D. Complete religious reform within Sikhism. Answer C. Concepts of Swadeshi and non-cooperation. Thanks for watching.